Thank you, Annie. And thank you. First of all, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Itokawa of the Silver Sea. I'm speaking today on the behalf of the JICC, Japan International Cruise Committee, and I'm the Vice President of the JICC. I'd like to introduce JICC's organization, how it was established, and its effort to resume the cruises. First one, the JICC, and the second one, the resumption of the international cruise in Japan. JICC, JICC is an organized official member, 8 company and 9 brand of the cruise line. So looking the cruise line, the brand logo. Okay, let's start with the background of the establishment. As you may well remember, the global pandemic started on February 3rd, 2020. When a number of the infected people were found on the Diamond Princess, which returned to Yokohama, the cruise is dangerous. This impression was spread around the world through daily news, and the impact was huge. We knew that if this continued, the cruise would not operate for the near term. So I approached it, each of the cruise line general manager who had an office in Japan, and started an information sharing the meeting with volunteers in April 2020. In Japan, various industry associations had issued a guideline. However, we don't have the industry association, International Cruise Line Association. On the other hand, Japanese domestic cruise line have an organization called it JOPA, Japan Ocean Going Passenger Ship Association. They issued a guideline and resumed it only domestic cruise in October 2020. We were then denied it the government, so the Japanese government didn't want to foreign business association, but was finally established in April 2021. JICC constitute member, official member, 8 cruise company and 9 brands. Associate member consists of the 29. GSA, General Sales Agent for the cruise line, the Sales Travel Agency, Ship Agency, and Land Operator for Shorex. These official members are all cruise lines that currently have an office in Japan. Purpose and aims of the JICC. Our purpose, to contribute to promote of the cruise in Japan and regional development by stimulating Japan home port cruise ship and port call in Japan. We have not yet been able to resume the cruise, but we are thinking in 3 phases. First phase, resumption phase, so that we are still this phase. Second one, revival phase. And the last one, expansion phase. Yeah, we are still resumption the phase. What we do to resume it? Number one, the consultation with the Ministry of the Land, Infrastructure, the Transport and Tourism, MRIT, and the Ministry of the Health, Labor and Welfare, MHLW. Also, consultation with each port local government. And then the formulate guideline. Secondly, lobbying the politician. Last one, the promoting the understanding the ship are safe for local community, each port. Yeah, it's currently our activity. Okay, the next one is the resumption of the international cruise in Japan. The very challenging and very tough time so far. So here is what they're going to do resume. We have the big three challenging the matter. The first one, the guideline. Yeah, as mentioned it. We continue to work with MRIT, MHLW, expecting the release on October. So the Japanese domestic cruise line issued the guideline on 2020 September. Yeah, so almost 2 years already operate domestic cruise line. Yeah, so we follow. And the second one, cabotage law. We need to call the foreign port for the Japan home porting. This was followed it by opening on the Korean port for the technical call last month. Yeah, very good news for us. Thank you so much, 감사합니다. Number three, the border controlling. This too has been major challenge. But next month, we will be exempted from the obtaining negative certification prior to entering Japan. Yeah, it's a good news also. As you can see, we are clearing the step by step. So we expect to release the JICC International Cruise Guideline on October, and then we hope to resume the early next year. Okay. Yeah, our step to resume. So the first step, technical calling to Korea or Taiwan port and Japanese local passenger only. Second step, the technical calling and including the international passenger. Third step, regular calling, the regular operation. So our expectation, first step, end of this year to early next year, first step, only local passenger. Second step, next March or April. So because March, April, and also the September, October, so many cruise ships are coming to Japan. Yeah, so we hope, we expect the second step next March and April. And then third step, 2023, Q3, Q4. Yeah, the regular calling. So we expect, this step by step resuming the international cruise in Japan. However, still big gap between Japan and international. So please see, the one is a pre-boarding the PCR testing. Yeah, it means at the day, in the terminal, and the passengers tasting and around the 45 minutes to the 1 hour the waiting in the terminal. Yeah, for the Japanese ship. But the Japanese ship is a maximum 600 to 700 passenger. However, we are about the maximum the 5,000 passenger. Its problem, the cost and the time. And next one, the second one, if we find the positive the case, and then the immediate suspension and back to the departing the port. However, this second one, it's a change for Japanese ship since this month. So still the big gap, one of the big problem, the PCR testing before pre-onboarding. Yes, this current situation, the big problem for Japanese cruise industry. Yeah. So especially since this year, each cruise line are shifting to Mediterranean, Caribbean, the US, and Alaska. Yeah, something. Also, the beginning to hesitate to deploy to Asia. Yeah, we have no time left. Yeah, so continue to discuss with the Japanese government. Yeah. And next one, what is required of the cruise line from the Japanese local? Yeah, what is required from the local community? This is also the different environment than before the pandemic. Without understanding and agreement between the community and the cruise line company, protocols cannot be realized. It's most important. So the need to discussion the public health, the local government. Yeah. So finally, the pandemic shifting in the industry has begun to take place on our doorstep. We have learned a lot during the pandemic that it is important to think outside the box and to work together with all stakeholders in the industry. We hope to make the most of this in our future activity. Yeah, thank you so much. 감사합니다.